Hi
Hi
everyone.
everyone.
My
My
name is
name is
Tim
Tim
Sang
Sang
from
from
Automata.
Automata.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for
watching.
watching.
I
I
am
am
here
here
today
today
with
with
Ambar
Ambar
Navarro.
Navarro.
Ambar,
Ambar,
so
so
good to
good to
see you
see you
today.
today.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Oh,
Oh,
look like
look, I
I'm
got
now
my
official
official
voice.
voice.
I
I
we
we
were
were
I
yeah,
was trying
trying
to
to
googling
googling
the
the
word
word
Amber,
Amber
Ambar.
Ambar.
I was mispronouncing your name. It's
It's
like,
okay.
it's, but like, does it have anything to do with the color? No, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, my parents are jewelers, so they named me after Amber, like the stone.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's like Ambar in Spanish, and then my sister's named after a gate. So she's Agatha. So
Oh,
we're both named after like stones or like
nice.
rocks, basically.
Wow, that's it's cool.
Yeah, jeweler parents.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Got their
Are kind of
funny.
creative.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, if you're just joining us, yeah, here with Umbar today, and I said I wouldn't read your bio, but the more I read it, I'm like, oh shoot, we have to brag about me. But maybe just a couple of words or informally, yeah, about Umbar to those of us watching. Umbar, if you don't know her already, she is a filmmaker, filmmaker, artist. Yeah, well, very prolific. I mean, Pitchfork, Fader, Rolling Stone, NPR, Nylon, Paper. I don't even know how to pronounce some of it. But originally from San Antonio, is that correct? So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and grew up in the punk scene, I think you were
Yeah,
saying.
I wrote that in my bio.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice little, very involved with musicians and ended up doing a lot of music videos and camera directing work. And I have a bunch of questions I just want to like ask you already, but also like I promised we would screen the screen the film for everyone. So maybe I'll hold my questions, back a little bit, but in a nutshell, just yeah, uh, this film we're about to watch very quickly um, is could maybe you could describe it or should I does it have a title?
Oh yeah, it's called
Or
My Dollhouse.
My Dollhouse. Okay.
Yeah. Um yeah. It's well, I mean I can talk about it. But yeah, it was made as part of the Automata spring residency.
Mm,
And basically I had the space for I think I had it for like 2 weeks maybe.
something like
Um
that. Yeah, it was like back in April, maybe April
yeah.
2021. Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, it was basically just like a artist residency, do what you want in the space. And there was a dollhouse that um, was donated to Automata many years back, and I've always wanted to shoot it. And we've been in conversation about doing a project with it for the past like 7 years. So it finally was the time to use it and to give it like its moment. It's sort of been sitting in the back. Um, and it's a very like big, massive dollhouse, so it's kind of hard to move
It's
and work with. So it's
um,
kind of just been like stored in a way. But I feel like the residency and also the lockdown gave me an opportunity to finally shoot it after so many years of wanting to bring it out.
yeah. I remember. I think I helped you as well to
Oh
lend it.
yes, I didn't forget that.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
that was
You almost lost your life
I
carrying that dollhouse for me, so I kind of owe
oh
you something.
no no you could buy me coffee later.
I
No
should
it
get you
was
something more than coffee, but yeah, I did not forget that
yeah I was like oh
image,
should be getting
the
no it
terror.
was well I mean yeah there's so much to say but I mean I'm really glad that we got that out and in one piece and after seeing
Surprising.
the
Yeah.
yeah well after seeing the film I was like okay you know, payment enough. I'm glad that
We didn't have to add a little in memory of Tim at the end.
yeah.
In there.
Yeah. Oh man. Listen, there's yeah, again, a bunch of questions I want to ask you. Sort of, I'm just tripping over myself, but maybe we should just show everybody the film and then, you
Sure.
know, have a little chat after that. Great. Okay, so let me pull that up here. Oh man. Yeah, where to start? Um I remember watching this and maybe it was late at night or something. And it just like freaked me out. um, is that part of your intention? Is it yeah, how did this piece come about? I mean, you mentioned the dollhouse and working at Automata. Like, is there special like connection to dollhouses that you have always, you know, is it something fascinating about that? Or how did this come about? Yeah, for you.
Um, yeah, I mean, like I was sort of saying earlier, Automata had this dollhouse donated. I actually asked Janie, the museum. It was a Bowers Museum. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, Bowers Museum, I guess, was didn't know what to do with this. Um, and yeah, so Automata acquired it like I think maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, like like I was saying, it gave me the residency gave me an opportunity to finally shoot the house. And even though I had like 7 years to think about, I didn't actually have a plan for it. Like I just knew that I really wanted to shoot it.
Just yeah, just
Like I could have used maybe a few of those years to actually. Originally, we wanted to do I wanted to do an art show with it. So like I wanted to, which I guess I could still do, but I wanted to like display the dollhouse in the middle of Automata with like a
oh,
spotlight, and then invite like 10 to 15 artists to create pieces about the dollhouse, and then like showcase them around the room, like maybe photographs or drawings or film. um, and then I knew that if I curated it, I would also want to participate in it, and
mhm.
I would want to make a film. um, and yeah, it was kind of tricky because like the residency, I think it was 2 weeks, so you kind of have to think of an idea fast. I ended up going to Kit Kraft, which was a craft shop in Studio City. They actually recently just closed down.
Oh, bummer. Because of the
Really
pandemic,
sad.
or
I'm not sure. I think that had something to do with it. I know that the owner also retired. The shop started. Kit Kraft is like a really important space for me.
oh,
His
where is it? Is that
It
in
was in
LA?
Studio City.
Okay,
It was like
gotcha.
a very mom and pop craft store, like hobby store.
Okay.
Um, and so like many projects, I would go to Kitcraft and sort of just walk around the aisles, see if there was anything like that would inspire me. And I was looking at their dolls, and they always have like these funny like family dolls, like the grandparents, the parents, the
Uh,
kids. But they had like these teenage girls, and I really liked them.
uh-huh.
I got the teenage girl dolls. I
Three
also
of them,
got
three of them, right? There was
yeah,
okay. So you used all three.
yeah. I made sure
That's
each
cool.
one was on screen.
Oh
Um,
man. So the
I
props
also,
were, or like the little items were all from the store, from the
I
kit.
would say the majority of them were from Kitcraft, but then some were
Okay.
from that came with the dollhouse. Some
Uh-huh.
Janie, the who she helps run Automata. She loaned me some miniatures too. So
Okay.
it was like a
Like a mixture.
yeah, like
The
a
house itself had, I never, I mean, I worked there, but I know the house is there, and it's like 2 feet wide or something, but I
it's
never,
really huge. I mean, I wish
yeah, yeah,
that people could tell just how huge this house is. It's
right.
not a typical dollhouse. I
It
mean,
must
it's
have been
pretty
like
massive.
200 pounds, right? It's like,
Honestly, it might have
it's
weighed
like,
200 pounds. I don't. It
yeah.
was, and there's also like electrical wiring in it.
Right, you fix the lights on there, right?
Yeah,
That's
my DP
yeah.
Max is very. He's also like he does like electrical work, so
Oh
he
wow.
fixed that up pretty quickly.
Okay,
Um,
that's so great.
yeah. So yeah, once I sort of gathered all these like dolls and little props and stuff, I kind of just sat with the dollhouse and had to think about what to do with all of it. And I was like getting inspired by like like the movie House, or like other I'd watched like the Wolf House. um and so I just went for like a creepy stop motion that I wanted the dollhouse to be the main character. There wasn't like a doll that I thought was like more important than, they were all
Mm,
equal.
I see.
And then I kind of just made the dollhouse the main character, and I wanted
Mm.
the dollhouse to kill them, but I didn't know how.
Uh-huh.
So I just tried to come up with like three different scenarios. Um, the first one being like the dollhouse sort of like haunting a smaller dollhouse. The
Was
second one
that one of
being,
the props? The smaller dollhouse was like
yeah,
the
that was
one where the yeah, the one
Yeah,
of
I
the
wanted it to be like like a dollhouse within a dollhouse kills the first victim. Um and I had that dollhouse, the little one. I have a lot of miniature dollhouses which I think are funny, but um yeah, I wanted the dollhouse to sort of take over the mini dollhouse to sort of, and then there's even smaller dollhouses like within
uh-huh.
um but yeah, and then the second death being electrical. um like I don't know, I just thought about like one of them getting like zapped to death,
Uh-huh. Yep, yep,
um
yep.
sort of
That's
like
great.
tricking her or like luring her, like the light starts flickering so she goes up to maybe like tap the bulb or like change the bulb,
Uh,
and then it like gets her
right,
that way.
right, right,
um
right.
and then the
This is
final one, sorry, the final one being like the house sort of like like shaking her down the stairs, or making her kind of fall to her death down the staircase.
right,
So
right.
it,
So
and
to re oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, no, you go, you go, sorry.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around this because it's like the film itself was 3.5 minutes, but watching each time I watch it, it feels like it's like 20 minutes, in a good way, like um where yeah, so because like there's so many things happening. So to recap, there's three deaths. The
Yeah.
first one gets eaten by
Yeah.
so for those watching, you could oh yeah, the first death happens what the arms get stuck inside
Right,
the
it's like a
house within
haunted.
a house, right?
Yeah.
Second one, it's sort of like this David Lynchian light bulb thing, but then it's not a metaphor. They actually get shocked to death. um, and then and the third one, the house spins, right? The house
Mhm.
spins, yeah, and then pretty much spits the character out or something like that. So they
Yeah.
all die in really horrible ways. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I like that you said the word spits because I kept picturing the house like eating them, you know.
Oh, okay.
Um so I kept trying to think of it like it was hungry, and then it like got full once it
Mhm.
like kind of like uh like
You
got their souls into their
satisfied the beast.
yeah, I wanted the house to kind of feel like a beast, but I still wanted it to feel like a woman for some reason. Like I wanted
Mhm.
it to be like attacking these like young girls. And then I also got really inspired by like the horror movie Black Christmas, the 70s
Mm.
sorority house. Um, and so I kept trying to think of it as like maybe these three girls like are sorority like girls, because yeah, there it really just jumps in. I didn't like I wanted it to just start at the horror. I was sort of like moving past the story, and then it just goes straight into the middle end of the movie.
Uh-huh. That's so great. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Is this typical? Do you always make things about death and horror and sorority?
I
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
Because I
not
mean, most of
always,
your time
but
is spent, you spend a lot of time touring and traveling and directing music videos and film festivals and whatnot. Like, right? Is that fair?
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm super in the film festival circuit. I mostly work for like online. I mean, I really like enjoy like premiering things online and sharing things online. I don't necessarily like, as soon as I finish something, I typically like premiere it within the month. um I just like, I don't know,
Crank them
maybe I
up.
just grew up with the yeah, with the internet too much, but as far as like death, like it is one of my like favorite themes. I wish that I could do it more. It's hard sometimes when you're pitching to, to other people's ideas, and I really want to like, like kill the artist in their video, make it
Uh-huh.
really bloody or horror, and they're just not into that idea. So then you have to kind of save that idea for something later. But it is something that I wish I did more of.
Mm. Huh. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be talking about death, but that kind of why not? Yeah. We don't like to talk. You do, but a lot of us don't like to talk about or think about death, and especially when it has to do with us. Um, but you take that on, yeah, yeah, in a very kind of like interesting way, yeah. Um, is that, do you think, I mean, this is kind of superficial of me, but do you think it has any like like relation to your upbringing? Like, because being around in the punk scene and whatnot, like I was gonna ask about like being a musician, or I don't know, what are you a musician,
I would say I think it comes from just growing up watching horror movies.
Mm.
I've been pretty obsessed with horror movies since I was really little. I had parents that didn't necessarily follow the rating system on movies,
Oh,
so I've been
right.
watching rated
Well,
R
they
films.
named you guys after rocks, precious rocks.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I remember my dad
Okay.
showing, he showed me The Shining when I was maybe like 5 years old, and that
Okay.
was very
Uh-huh.
the whole movie uncensored. But so I
Right.
kind of just grew up with horror movies, but I think also maybe like the Catholicism, like growing up and like going to Catholic churches. There
Mm.
was always these like really scary sculptures that you'd stare at and see if they were gonna move. I think a lot of horror comes from like the church,
Uh-huh.
combined with films, and I don't think the punk scene actually, out of all of it,
Oh, wow.
necessarily has anything to do with that, but or maybe a little bit, but I think it was mostly like horror films. I really love like Alice, Sweet Alice, and like The Shining, like movies I grew up. They always had like little girls in them,
Mm.
which I think makes it even scarier when you are like little. They're like the same height as you, and it's kind of creepy.
Yes. Oh, think of that. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, so I think it just comes from going to church and watching horror movies. It's a good combo.
Wow. Okay. All right. I have a 5-year-old, I mean, little boy, but it's
Yeah, you
yeah.
can show him he's old enough
I'll,
for The Shining
I'll,
now.
I'll be sure. I'll bring him to church, and then I'll. So, great. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, wow. Um. So then that just sort of stuck with you, huh? Like, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but like as you kind of dove into the world of commercial video work and film making and directing, and like you were saying, oftentimes there's not much of a, I mean, there's the death part. I guess we could talk about the death part all day. And my first part of the question was going to be like, well, you don't get to talk about death here. And then so when you finally have an opportunity in a scary dollhouse, that you really let loose. And B, like, how do you like, because I mean, we're 2021, like, everybody has to make money and like or not, I guess, do something else, but like yeah, how has that been for you? Because I feel like you're someone who, yeah, is very prolific and successful, and I'm a little bit jealous. um but just like, yeah, how do you see like the commercial versus the art, and is there even a divide? Is it one and the same thing, and it's just a different mode that you turn off and on, or how, or have you always been able to balance that, since you were able to balance going to church and horror? Yeah, that set you up for life, or
I wish.
how
Yeah, I think that if you go to my website, you can see, like, I think I've sort of like purposely put myself in a position where I don't let the commercial side like take over. So I'm just like, so basically when it comes to like directing music video or commercial, I just like specifically try to be like really picky. I'll try to work with musicians that are actual musicians I would listen to, mostly like in the sort of like rock genre, since that's also like what I know, what I grew up with. So I've kind of just been lucky that I've been so picky about who I work with that it kind of just like snowballs into the next person I'll work with found out about me through that artist. So then it's always sort of in this similar world of mine where I never go too out of it because I don't want to accidentally end up getting stuck doing something I don't want to do. Of course, there's like other commercial work that's not even on my website. Again, because I don't want people to see that and get me into that world. I'm trying to always stay in my world. And so far that's been working out really well. I definitely, I mean, I don't only do like rock, I like all music. So, you know, there's some pop in there. I would love to do like country. What else do I listen to? I just really love staying in the music world. And as far as personal work, I think because I went to Cal Arts, they teach you there how to, you know, how to be an artist. They don't teach you there how to be a commercial artist or yeah. So I think luckily with my Cal Arts training, I can like I know how to navigate, you know, being an experimental artist because that's what they taught me for 4 years. And yeah, they teach you how to do that like on your own. But also because I've been directing more, I know how to work with the team. So I'm kind of like a good in between where I can do things with like a small group. Like I know how to do it alone. I know how to do it with the big crew. So I can kind of combine the two and usually work with my collaborator, Max Flick. And I'm just very lucky that I think I know both like versions and therefore I can make my own work. I either like don't need anyone or I just need a small crew.
Mm. Right, right. Because you understand, yeah, what it takes to produce. Yeah, I see. I see. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, would you maybe we could, since we just saw the film together, we could talk a little bit about the film and like would you say like some of, I mean, I'm sure all of it, but like kind of what you've done sort of commercially and worked with music. I mean, I was really struck by the music actually
Oh
from
yeah.
from this little short, film. There was a lot there that the the sounds and, of death. Back to death. Yeah, yeah. Did you compose the music or was it
No, it
done
was
by
a
someone else or? Mhm.
it was a Cal Arts alum who actually teaches there now, but his name's Daniel Eaton,
Okay.
and he has scored a couple of my friends' films. And I mean, I love he really approaches it with like this experimental sound. I told him to go crazy. I told him that I really loved like analog like synthesizers, anything like
Mm.
electronic. I also
There's a lot of that, yeah.
yeah, I told him like weird sounds, like things that you can't like quite tell what they are.
Mhm.
And yeah, he did a really good job, and he has like a home studio, and he's a Cal Arts alum, so it honestly just felt like he was perfect for it.
Mm.
And
Were the
he
whispers also part of that? Did he
yeah,
do that or?
well, the whispers
Yeah.
came in handy from my fellow musician friends.
Uh,
Um, some of the main whispers are from Bonnie, who's the lead singer of this band called Death Valley Girls,
uh,
and yeah, her, and then my friend Kelsey Hart, who also sings in Death Valley Girls. My friend Samira Winter, who sings and plays in Winter, and then my additional friend Scarlett, who's an actress. So there was four females, but
mm,
the first three females who are musicians, they're all like really good friends. and they just seemed like the perfect like three in a
Mm.
way. They all like they all have these sort of like witchy vibes, and so they just
I
seem
think that came
perfect.
through. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kept thinking
Uh-huh.
about them also. And
Okay.
Scarlett, because she's like a trained actress, she's really good at screaming.
Mm.
So I kind of like brought her in because I wanted to mix her in with these sort of like three witchy musicians. Um
Who
so
love
they're all
death.
in
Yeah.
there. I can hear
Uh-huh.
all of them, which is
Okay.
funny. I know exactly who's who.
Mm.
But yeah, the screams and whispers were really important to me. I just love whispering and
Mm.
in films, and I really wanted them to sort of play like the trapped souls in the house, and
Mm.
they're kind of all like suffering in there and kind of trying to warn the girls, but like also just suffering within the walls. Um, yeah.
Mm. Death, suffering. What else do you like? Um, yeah, that's real. Okay, okay. Um, wow. Yeah, and so technically speaking, the film was shot 16 millimeter. Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, we
Okay.
actually had two 16 millimeter cameras.
Okay.
One of them was Janie Geyser's Bolex, who loaned it to me for the film. I felt really like special using her Bolex. She's used that Bolex for a lot of her films, so I was hoping it like had some kind of magical
Some
powers.
magic.
Yeah, some magical dust in there or
uh,
something.
sure there
And
was.
then
Yeah.
I had another Max, my DP owns a old 19 not like 1970 or 1960s maybe news camera that's
Uh,
16 millimeters. So it's a combo of both. And then his camera actually broke in the middle of shooting.
oh,
Um,
okay.
so the Bolex carried us through, which is it's funny how the Bolex just always saves the day. Like they're kind of like these unbreakable little cameras.
Uh,
And yeah, his camera broke in the middle of a shot where they're all sitting in the chairs.
mm,
There was gonna be like a musical chair number
okay.
where they play like musical chairs, and the camera broke in the middle of that. So
Oh man.
sadly I lost some of that footage, but like I said, the Bolex saved the rest of the shoot. So
Yeah, I loved every scene of it actually. Yeah, everything was just so intricately sort of placed. And I mean with stop motion, I think that's yeah, like have you do you always work with not always, but like yeah, is this something that you're really into, like the miniature stop motion and what
yeah,
about it? And yeah, yeah.
I mean that's like what I studied at Cal Arts. So
Mhm.
after Cal Arts I did it a little bit, but then I kind of stopped. It's always something that I want to do. Like like if I could do that all the time I would, but again, I pitch it sometimes to musicians and things, and they like don't always want, you know, they don't always want
That
stop
vibe.
motion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's something that I was like trained in and know how to do, mostly digitally. But yeah, it's definitely like my favorite thing to do. I just like I said, I don't get to do it as much, and it does require just so much work and space. So
Mm,
it's tricky, but I'm trying to do more of it, hopefully.
I see. I see. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe one last question I'll sort of squeeze in there. Yeah, what do you hope to do in the future? Would we be able to see like an hour long film of this or something, or or like more death, more dolls, and more? Will there be a part two, or yeah, what's or
A part two if you want to help carry the dollhouse again up the stairs.
I'll get more
Um,
people to help. Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
three
yeah,
more people
yeah. I think we need it.
or four.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I well the sort of like main future dream project is the feature that I've been writing with the co-writer. So
Mm,
The feature film is live action, but it will be shot on film, and there will be some stop motion, like sort of like silly parts, like little things moving around, but not like a huge part of the story. Um, and that feature is about a bunch of teenage like high school teenagers who go missing and get murdered. So um
No.
so it does sort
Wow,
of bring in
great.
everything I like, and it's also set in the 80s, or like the 80s 90s. So it does kind of bring in like all this nostalgia and music and death and animation and film and
Uh-huh.
experimental storytelling. So that's sort of the giant project that is slowly happening. And I've been working on it since I think 2018. So
Oh wow. Okay.
it's just gonna take some time.
Mhm. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Like can't wait. Please do let us know. Yeah. When that happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably in like a
The,
couple of few years. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, it'll be nice to sort of combine everything. And yeah, all the music videos I've made have, gained experience for me to direct something like this. It'll be very like music video inspired. Like some of the sequences will feel like a full on music video. So um yeah, it'll like all of this will just be, thrown into this giant project.
it's really exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can't wait. Yeah. So I mean, I'll kind of stop here because I promised we'd do like a 20-minute interview, but I felt like there's so much so much more. Yeah, we could really get into. But for those of you watching, thanks for watching again. If you like death, suffering, and really dark stuff and dollhouses and sorority girls, check out Amber Navarro. I think your website is ambarnavarro.com, right? And
Yeah.
we'll include all that in our Facebook feeds and emails and all that. But yeah, we love your work. We're really appreciative of you not forgetting us after the residency. And yeah, really glad to see this film. It's really wonderful and enjoyed it a lot. So keep at it. Thank you, yeah, once again for being here and answering all my questions, telling us about your work, and yeah, best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Automata and Janie and Susan and you and Max and everyone for helping carrying this dollhouse up the stairs.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Yeah, we'll okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll say bye for now. Well, thanks again.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye everyone.